But I believe that as Christians, we need to do more than simply pray. I believe it is time for us to lay aside political correctness and identify the belief system that is responsible for these horrific acts. And that is the evil religion of radical Islam. That is the belief system that inspired this tragedy. And make no mistake about it, Islam is just not another way to approach God. Islam is a false religion, and it is inspired by Satan himself, who Jesus said came to steal, kill, and destroy. And this weekend, we saw the fruit of Satan's destruction in the acts of these terrorists. It is impossible to separate what these 8 suicide bombers did from their faith, their religion that inspired them to do this. These terrorists were not acting in opposition to the teaching of Islam. They were acting according to the teaching of Islam. And let me illustrate that for you. Compare Islam to Christianity. As Christians, we follow the Bible. We follow the New Testament specifically. You cannot find a verse anywhere in the New Testament that commands us to kill unbelievers. But the Quran, the book of Muslims, is laced with verse after verse that says, kill the infidels. That's people like you and me. Over and over again, 35 different sword verses in the Quran commanding violence. Jesus is the founder of our faith. He is known as the Prince of Peace. He didn't kill anyone. Muhammad, the founder of Islam, was a prince of war. He slaughtered thousands. At one time alone, he beheaded 600 Jews who wouldn't follow him into battle. Jesus, the founder of our faith, said, love your enemies. Muhammad, the founder of Islam, said, kill your enemies, amputate their limbs. The reason I am bringing this up is, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely impossible to defeat an enemy you are unwilling to identify. And that's why so what is to be our response as Christians to this massacre in Paris? There's a lot of confusion among Christians on this topic, because many Christians confuse their individual responsibilities as Christians with government's responsibility as a government. As individual Christians, we are called upon to love, to forgive, to pray, to share the gospel. That is our individual responsibility. But government has a different God-given responsibility. Government is never called upon to forgive. Government is never called upon to turn the other cheek. The responsibility of government, according to the Word of God, is to protect its citizens. And one reason and one way that government protects its citizens is by securing the borders. It is government's responsibilities to secure the borders. And let's just go ahead and say this and make it clear. Having secure borders is not anti-Christian, as some people would lead you to believe. Did you know that borders are God's idea? God doesn't mean for us to live all as one people and one nation, all under the same auspice and without any borders around the world. That is not God's plan. Acts 17:26 says, it is God himself who established the boundaries, the borders in which people should live. That was God's idea. And it's government's responsibility to secure our border in order to protect us. Not only that, it is government's responsibility to punish evildoers. Romans 13 says, God has empowered the government, the military, to bring wrath against those who practice evil. You may not agree with everything that Donald Trump says, But Donald Trump was absolutely correct Thursday night when he said it is time to start bombing the you-know-what out of ISIS. That is a biblical response. Now, I want to say this. Ladies and gentlemen, if we do not confront and defeat the evil of radical Islam, the evil of radical Islam is going to confront and defeat us. It is time for our government to step up and do whatever is necessary militarily to rid this world of the cancer called radical Islam. It is time for us to act.
The one with the most uniform standing wins the war, right? This is a little different now. Now you're talking about sneaky, dirty, underhanded people that want to kill our civilians. They want to go after our civilians. They want to kill not only our civilians, all over the world. And it's going to be stopped. It's going to be stopped. Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. It's true. I don't care. I don't care. They've got to be stopped.